Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me. I have a new lipstick on, and that is all. I've got some tinted sunscreen and I've done my skincare, but that's all I've got on at the moment is the lipstick and some tinted sunscreen. So I'm going to wait for you all to join me. And I've decided I'm going to do a look around this beautiful lipstick, which is a new lipstick out, and I will explain what it is once you've all joined me. But it's really made me perk up. It reminds me a lot of Daniel's, actually. Hello, Stacey. So I have a new lipstick on. I bet Stacey can guess what it is. Hello, Maria. Hello, Rebecca. And I have a little collab that I want to do with Rebecca, and she doesn't know what it is yet. So she's very trusting of me. Hello, Terry. Because I told her I'm going to announce it on here. It's the Sam Chapman lipstick. You're correct. Here it is. The clue was in the little, what do they call it? You know what I mean. At the beginning of the video. Sam Chapman lipstick. I knew I'd love it. It's got a little bit of fuchsia in it, but it's still red. And I love bluey reds. My skin tone is supposed to be better using brownie reds, but I prefer bluey reds. I like the contrast. Now, the other Sam, Dr. Sam Bunting, so I'm going to confuse the two, arrived this morning, the whole set. So, I've got to work out when I'm going to start using it, because I just want to, I'm like a child. I just want to dig in and start using it. But at the same time, I've also just taken delivery of this tranexamic acid. And, oh, I got a little message there from Suzanne, my friend. So, yeah, tranexamic acid. So I want to try that. And I'm still waiting for the plug. Come on, you people at Current Body. I want the plug so I can plug my microdermabrasion in. So I've got all these little things. I don't know, but I think I might start the Sam Bunting skincare next week. And I'm going to do it. What I want to do is I'm going to do it for 6 weeks at least. And I'm going to not chuck out, but just get rid of all the other serums and potions and everything else. Even though I've got lots of skincare, I'm going to do away with it all and just pare it down to just her skincare for 6 weeks. And I'm going to do weekly updates with you all. I might keep in my vitamin C, but in fairness, so does she. She uses the skin, what do they call it? You know, the one that I use, ferulic CE serum. I don't really want to stop that, but she uses that with her stuff. So apart from that, I'm going to pare everything else out. Anyway, so I'm going to do a look around this, but I wanted to first talk. There's a trend on YouTube at the moment, which is such and such made me buy this product. And it's great. It's just trending everywhere around YouTube, and it's great. It supports other YouTube communities, but it's all about buying stuff. And it's also about very big YouTubers. Right, very, very big YouTubers. So like, you know, Wayne Goss made me buy this or whatever. And I thought, I like the idea because it's supportive. I'm not knocking it at all. But I kind of wanted to, got me thinking about how I could adapt this to a way that's a little bit more supportive. So to start off with, instead of, you know, naming mega YouTubers who've already got squillions of followers, how about supporting people that have got less followers but have got lovely little community? And it made me think of Rebecca. So basically, this is my idea, and it's just, so I want you to post underneath here which video sticks out in your mind of Rebecca's, not mine, Rebecca's. Right, which one made you hit the subscribe button? And Rebecca, if you want to be nice to me, you could do the same on your channel. But I want to hear about the video, and I'm going to go and watch it. And if it was a particular makeup look, I might even try and recreate it. But it doesn't have to, it can be about this made me go and buy something. Thank you. It can be about this made me go and buy something, but it doesn't have to be about that. It could be, she said something which really inspired me. She did a look that I had to try. Whatever it is, it could be anything, but what it was that sticks out in your mind and made you want to hit that subscribe button. And I thought we could both do it for one another, and that'd be really sweet. And it's a nice way of supporting one another. And someone, you know, neither of us have got squillions of subscribers, but it's great to get nice feedback. So, and it's great to hear nice feedback about my good pal, Rebecca. Oh, look, this lipstick does make my teeth look white, even though they're not. That's what I love about bluey reds. Ali made me buy Charlotte Tilbury. Oh, that's great. And you see, I love to hear things like that. And so, but you got to say what made you, inspired you about Rebecca on mine. And then if Rebecca does it, you can post it on hers. And we'll have fun reading one another's comments. If only Charlotte Tilbury knew that I made the world buy her stuff. Talking of which, Charlotte, I'm sure you all know, and you all knew before me, but she's bought out a palette. I actually think it looks quite samey, but I read all the small print to see if she'd written that any of them were repeats this time. And she says, and I screenshot it just in case, that they're all new shades. And I've purchased it and it's coming tomorrow. So I will be putting out a first impression tomorrow. And can't wait to dig into my other large palettes, because some of it looks very similar to me, but I may be wrong. Glasses. What, you want me to put my glasses on to read? Right, let's see. Hello, Stacey. Hello, Maria. Hello, Terry. Hello, Fiona. Hello, Fiona Fitzpatrick. I think I didn't say hello to you last time you were on, so big apologies. I hate it when I miss someone. So hello, that's a second hello to Fiona Fitzpatrick. Hi, thanks for joining us. And can't wait to hear what you think of the new CT palette. More browns. Yeah, exactly. But there was purples in there as well, but it just... And she's called them sort of love and work and dream, and it just... You had your magnifying glads. Compare that red lip to DS Micro Red, please. I certainly will. And you know what? I have that here. It's very similar. I think, now before I open this, because I haven't done this yet, I would say that this has probably got slightly more pink in it. But let's have a look, shall we? I think they're very similar. Very, because I put it on and I immediately felt that woof that I felt when I put Daniel's on. I think Daniel's has got tad better formula. But then I love the formula. But this is very moisturising too. Little disclosure though, underneath this lipstick is the Dr. Sam Bunting, because I had to try something. The Dr. Sam Bunting's lip balm. I put it on my lips just to try it out. Anyway, and actually I put some of her serum on this hand and her moisturiser, and I didn't put anything on that one. And actually I can see it. So I put a Brightly serum on that hand this morning, and I put a moisturiser over the top, and I didn't put anything on that hand. Can you see a difference? I think this skin looks smoother and brighter. Right, hang on a minute. Right, now let's have a play. Let's have a swatch. So here is the Sam Chapman lipstick. Shall I do it on the pale? I'll do it here first, and then I'll do palest part of my arm. Yes. Right, so that's the Sam Chapman one. Let's have a look at Daniel's. I think I'm right. I think this has got less pink in it. Yeah. There you go. So this is more of a pinky. It's got more blue in it, blue undertone, to make it pinkier. So it will differ quite a lot depending on your lip tone underneath. But I like this because when you've got a blue undertone to your lipstick, it makes your lips look really white. Because anything with blue in it makes something look more white. Very moisturising formula. So, Sam's, Daniel's. Very similar formula. I'd say this is... The only reason I said this is... it's only a tad better formula. This is slightly drier, slightly less slidey. This to me is like the perfect combination of moisturising but not going to slide off on your cup. You know, it's moisturising, it's not mattifying, it makes your lips look really good, but it's not so moisturising that it slides around. This is slightly more moisturising, so it might be a little bit more slidey and not last quite as long. But I'm talking about a tiny bit. And that's because nothing's ever going to come close to this. And I don't know why. Why, Daniel? Why have you discontinued it? Patsy Red. Patsy Red. Daniel's to Patsy Red. Let me see. Have I got Patsy Red? I have got Patsy Red near me. Okay, I will go with the flow. Let's see. Just bear with me a minute while I look for my lipsticks. In my boxes, which are around the side here. I really need to label the tops of these boxes because they're all on their side. So when I'm going to look for something, they're labelled on the sides, which is not what you want when you're looking for something in a hurry. I'll have to get my machine out, my label machine this afternoon and do that. That would make things a lot easier. Patsy Red. Patsy Red. Got it. Patsy Red. Okay. So, Sam's, Daniel's, and Patsy Red coming up. Oops. So that's kind of, I'd say it's halfway in between these two in terms of the amount of blue undertone. With this being the kind of reddest, then this being a little bit more blue in it, and this being a lot more blue to make it pink. But don't forget, once it's on your lips, it won't look necessarily as pink as that. If you're very fair and you've got a cool undertone, then that's going to look pink on you. Let me just show you what I mean. Whereas on me, it doesn't really look pink. It just looks a sort of vibrant red. Red carpet red. Have I got that? I haven't got that around me. That's behind me. Tell you what, I'll do some comparison. I'll do some red. Shall I do a video on reds? Put down all the reds that you want me to compare, and I'll do proper swatch pictures, because they're not all around me right now, but I can definitely do that for you. So red carpet red. Red carpet red is a very true red, so it's going to have less of this pink in. It's going to be a bit more like Daniel's. So Marilyn. Okay, I'll do all the Charlotte Tilbury reds. I'll do Daniel's red, and I'll do this red. So that you can see all the differences, because there's slight nuances to it. So if I put this on the inner part of my arm, where I've got cooler undertone. So this is Nikki's. Ooh, sorry, the lighting's gone nuts. Right, that's not Nikki's, Sam's. Beg your pardon. I didn't get Nikki's because I think I've got a lot of shades like it, and I was worried it might be a little bit too fair for me. And I do like my reds. Right, this is Daniel's. See how that looks a lot more orangey? And that looks a lot more pink. Sorry, that if I get too close, the light goes nuts. Let's see if I can do it again without it going nuts. There, if I do it slowly, it's all right. Okay, and then Patsy Red. Patsy Red. No, I came in too quickly. Stop. Right, there we go. If I move in slowly, it won't do it, hopefully. I'd say that Patsy Red is nearer to the Sam Chapman one because of the pink undertone to it. Red carpet red is what they would say is a true red. It's like if you've got a spectrum of reds, and some of them have got pinks in them, some of them have got more blue undertones, which make them look pinker, and some of them have got more brown like undertones, which make them look more orange, right? And there's a spectrum. Then right in the middle would be things like red carpet red and Ruby Woo by MAC. They're kind of the absolute primary reds that don't have too much blue and don't have too much brown. They don't lean either way. They're kind of right in the middle. So if you think of that as a spectrum, Daniel's is pretty close to that as well, but there's a bit of orange in there. Okay, so I'm going to do a little look around this lipstick. And by the way, feel free to tell me while I'm talking. You don't have to wait until this video's over. Which video really inspired you of Rebecca's? Let's discuss. You can do it on the live or you can do it afterwards. Put your comments here. So if you're watching this on replay, just comment about the video that really... No, Rebecca, do not put yourself down. I'll tell you, right, I'll tell you what, really, I mean, Rebecca inspired me long before she started doing her videos. But one of the things that sticks out in my mind from recently is the tip about, and I know it was from Patrick Tarr, wasn't it? The tip about the blusher and keeping your mouth closed while you're putting the blush on. That was a really great tip. And if you haven't seen that video, go watch it. because I love that tip. The Queen of Glow look, Stacey really wanted the palette when she saw your video, Rebecca. Hello, Bushra. I've just been talking red lipsticks. Oh, so Bushra wants to know what we've been talking red lipsticks. That's Daniel's. That's the one I've got on at the moment, which is a new one by Nikki Chapman, made by MAC. And then this one is Red Hot Susan. Is that right? Patsy Red. No, sorry, Patsy Red. I get confused. Okay, and also, we are also discussing what videos, it's part of a collab I am doing with Rebecca. What video of Rebecca's, I'm assuming that you're all subscribed. If not, why not? Because she's fantastic. And she puts out about 1 million videos a day, unlike me, because I've been getting lazy recently. Which videos of Rebecca's really stuck in your mind and maybe made you want to press that subscribe button, or, you know, that you've remembered something, it's a tip or a makeup item that made you rush out to buy. But it doesn't have to be what you bought because of her. It could be anything, right? Whatever sticks in your mind. Because also that's really useful feedback for us as beauty YouTubers as well, is to get that kind of feedback and to know what sticks in people's minds, because then we can do more of it. So it's a win-win for everybody. And as I say, the little trend about this great YouTuber like Nikki Tutorials with 11 million subscribers made me buy that is all well and good, but what about the smaller YouTubers? What did you see that made you buy or want to wear or want to do, or, you know, so that we can grow as a result? I'm sure that Nikki Tutorials doesn't need any advice from us about what videos to put out. All due respect to her, but she's doing pretty well on her own and with her management. So it's about helping these up and comers. And it's not, I just wanted it, you know, Rebecca, not to be about buying necessarily, because we're all swept up into buying stuff recently. And I don't know about you, but I'm definitely all spent. And a lot of it's on skincare. I'm good for skincare now for the next year. Honestly, I've got Aldi skincare. I've got Sam Bunting skincare. I've got all those face masks that I bought, you know, on bank holiday weekend. And now the Charlotte palette's coming. I mean, you know, I'm well and truly spent. And I've made you buy so much. Oh dear. Please, bank managers, don't look at me. By the way, I've got my grungy top on again. So, but I wanted to get away from what made us buy things, because it's easy when we're in lockdown to think, oh, I'm a bit low. I do it all the time. I'm a bit low. What will cheer me up? Oh, I know. I'll buy that new palette. And it's great. I mean, we love it. I'm not knocking it, but it's also, I think the other thing that I wanted to say about Rebecca's is her revisiting series is great, because it makes you dig out those old palettes rather than just concentrating on new palettes all the time and then never hearing about the old ones again. And talking of which, I dug this out. I dug this out because I haven't used it for ages, just because Charlotte's been bringing out so much stuff, but it really is very good. It's called the Making Faces palette by Kevin Aquan. And I thought I'll use a bit of that. And also I'm going to use this by Pat McGrath because it's so easy. Now, I'm not going to put on a lot of foundation today because I'm liking my skin as it is. All I've got is tinted sunscreen on. And I have been using tranexamic acid all week. Last night I didn't. I'd changed it a little bit and I used retinol and my Bioderma night cream for pigmentation. And I'm I'm really liking my skin at the moment. You know, there's still a bit of pigmentation there, but it's not really muddy. And so I'm not going to cover up completely, but I'm going to use, I thought I had it out. I'm going to use Light Wonder once I dig it out. Do bear with me. Oh, 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 oh. Where's Suzanne? I get so confused these days, Terry. Hello, Suzanne. It was yesterday. Oh, it was alive when I put it out, Suzanne. It was alive when I put it out yesterday, but you were watching the replay. Hello, Suzanne, my mate, my oldest friend, and I don't mean she's old. I just mean that we go back a long time. Without mentioning either of our ages. I've known Suzanne since she was born, and she's known me since I was 6 months old. Well, if you're old, then I'm 6 months older than you. So we're both old. But we're as young as we feel. So yes, I've known Suzanne for years. Because a lady never divulges her age, even though I have, and I don't really care. I did like that video of Really Reese when she said, people keep asking me how old I am, and my answer is none of your business. I thought that was cool. She doesn't want to disclose her age, fair enough. What does it matter? Although I'm sure we'd be surprised because she's got such wonderful skincare that she probably looks a lot younger than she really is. Right, Light Wonder, shade 8. Now this, if for those of you that don't know everything there is to know about Charlotte Tilbury, is this shade 8? That looks suspiciously like it might be shade 6. No, it's shade 8. For those of you that don't know or haven't tried this, Light Wonder is her Charlotte Tilbury's lightest coverage foundation. For days where you want a little bit of foundation, but you really don't want the flawless foundation. You don't want full coverage, cover everything up. You just want a nice dewy look. And actually, incidentally, some of you may know this, but as I'm wearing Sam Chapman's lipstick, this is Sam. Sorry, my other half's just rung me up. And he should know better. I'm going to call him back in a minute. Oh, why do people do it when I'm on my live? Right, because now I'm distracted thinking, oh, is it important? Is it important? Can you all just chat amongst yourselves for a minute while I just check that it's not important? Because I'm going to be worried otherwise. This is my Light Wonder. I'm going to put this on and I'll be right back. I'm really sorry, but in case it's urgent, and if it's not, he's going to get it in the neck. Thank you. Just stay. I'm back. I'm back. It's fine. He said, oh, that's all right. I knew. He said, as I was doing it, I knew. He's just getting worried because they're starting all the lockdown restrictions and he's in London. But that's fine because even in the lockdown, he can choose legally to come here and then stay put. You're allowed to do that. Aren't you, Dominic Cummings? You know who I mean. They're starting to tighten things up because it's gone mad here. And my son, some of you may have seen my my little thing on Instagram yesterday. My son last night said, Mum, I've got a question for you. I'm just going to just carry on, put my makeup. I've got a question. And I just love the way kids so innocently come out with the best questions in the world. And they put them so simply. And there's no BS, you know. There's no BS. They just put the question so simply. He came down, he said, Mum, it says on the news that they're limiting gatherings of any more than 6 people and that they're going to make it illegal to gather in more than 6 people. I said, yes, I know, darling. It says, so why is it that I'm being told I've got to go to school when I'm around hundreds of kids all day long? And I said, you know what, darling? That is a brilliant question. I don't have an answer to it. But I tell you what I can do. I'll tweet Matthew Hancock. I've tweeted him. Of course, he's not going to answer. But if you go onto Twitter, I've done a couple of tweets. I've asked Jack's question. I'm not holding my breath for an answer. I do worry about children. On the one hand, they're talking. Yes, it has. The cases are going up, so they're worried that there's going to be a second spike. I do worry because on the one hand, the government is saying that the younger people are super spreaders, and yet they've opened the schools. So it doesn't make any sense. And they've opened the universities. We understand their education's important. Don't get me wrong. You know, and I'll be honest, Jack was not very good at learning at home. I had to kind of fool him into doing lessons by kind of having conversations with him and saying, oh, let's look that up. And I managed to fit in a bit of history and a bit of maths by getting him to measure something for me in the kitchen. But I couldn't just say, we're going to sit down now and do a lesson, or he just completely just play up. Right, that's my foundation on. You don't agree with the schools opening, but what can we do? I suppose at some point we've got to educate our children again. But the other thing that concerns me, one of the things that Jack said to me, he goes into school in a mask. Now, I've not said he's got to wear a mask. And yet again, you know, the government were not very clear about whether or not they should be wearing masks in school or not, only where there are sort of local lockdowns. But Jack's gone into school. I made him a load of black. He wanted black to go with his uniform. I made him a load of black masks. So he's got one, clean one for every day. And he goes into school in it. And he said when he gets into the classroom, he said some of the kids are kind of teasing him, saying, what are you wearing a mask for? And he said, because I don't want to spread this virus. So, he doesn't care. It's not going to make him take it off. He said most of the kids aren't wearing them. And he said the teachers obviously don't have a go at them. He said, there's one advantage, Mum. He said, I can blow raspberries at the teachers when they're not making sense and they don't know where it's come from. Oh, dear. Let's hope none of them watch these videos of mine. It's not really my son blowing raspberries at you when you don't make sense. The internet's dying. Oh, no. This keeps happening, and yet it's not coming offline with me. Charlie's starting school tomorrow. Oh, good luck, Charlie. Oh, not mine. I've put on there, Matt Hancock, my son's the same age as yours. Because he said his was about 12 or 13, didn't he? So I'd really like it if you could answer the question. He won't. He won't. Because there is no answer, and it's complicated, and it's the kind of answer. But if he had to explain it, I think the reason I wanted him to answer it is because I think, well, that's how you need to look at this, really, is to go back to basics and answer as though you're answering to a child. It's a perfectly logical question. And yet as adults, we complicate things and we say, well, it's all to do with this, that, and they can blind us with science and say X, Y, and Z and R rates and this, that, and the other. But if you go back to basics and look at it logically, it doesn't make sense. And people can't follow rules that are not consistent. It's a human nature thing. If a rule is very consistent, like stay at home, unless you absolutely have to go out, that's pretty clear. But then stay at home if you can, go to work if you can, you know, that's not consistent. So people go, do you know what? Don't understand it. Oh, what the hell? I'll do what I like. That's when things become dangerous. I'm just using bye-bye pores powder because it's very light and it just minimises pores. Now I'm going to use, let's get back to makeup. It's getting far too political for me. This is not a political channel. And I'm sure you don't come and join me to discuss politics. Right, I'm just going to use this palette. I love these palettes because these are the little palettes from Pat McGrath. They're really nice taster palettes if you really don't want to commit to a large palette that costs a fortune. But also, they're meant to be applied with the fingers. And I just thought these golds and browns would go really nice with this lipstick. So I'm just going to put... The problem is with hers, I always want to put them all on and you can't. Let me put this one on my mobile lid. So the lightest gold on my... Ooh! Ooh! Whoa! Well, that's quite pigmented, isn't it? I'd forgotten how pigmented they are. I'm going to make that a bit darker in the corner. It's beautiful, but I'm going to put a bit of this middle one on. Just put that down the side like that and blend them together. I can. Obviously, it's going to change a lot in the coming weeks because I've been experimenting with different things. But at the moment, what I do is in the morning, I will cleanse with my Aldi hot cloth cleanser. Then I use a little bit of my Aldi glycolic. It's basically a dupe of the Pixie glycolic toner, glow tonic, Pixie glow tonic, but it's Aldi's version. It's exactly the same and a lot cheaper. So I put a bit of that on just to do kind of a daily get rid of dead skin cells. Then I'll put my vitamin C on, SkinCeuticals vitamin C, which is a liquid. Put that on. That sinks in pretty quickly. And then I will do Charlotte's serum and then Charlotte's Magic Cream Light or her normal Magic Cream if my skin is feeling dry. And then at night time, I'm using the makeup remover with cloth from that company that I told you about. Oh, what's it called? What's it called? Star Pro. I take all my makeup off with that. Then I do a double cleanse. Depending on how my skin's feeling, I'll either then use the hot cloth cleanser again, or I'll use my La Roche-Posay cream cleanser. If it's feeling a bit dry and a bit sensitive, I'll use my La Roche cream cleanser. Rinse that off. Then I will put on my, I don't do this every night. I'll put on retinol. Let that sink in, and then moisturiser, Charlotte's night cream. But if I'm not doing retinol, because I don't do it every night, then I've been using the Bioderma moisturiser for pigmentation. And oh, and of course, in the last week, when you've all been commenting how my skin is, I only used the Bioderma last night, actually. That's a lie. In the last week, I have been using the overnight tranexamic acid by the Inky List on the days that I'm not doing the retinol and the night cream. But I did a whole week of the tranexamic acid to get rid of some of the pigmentation that I'd had over the summer. And it really works. It's amazing stuff. And I've just got this tranexamic acid, which you can use in the day. And it's from Superdrug, and it costs $8.99. So tranexamic acid, just to remind people, is very, very good if you've got pigmentation problems. And there are all sorts of different pigmentation causes, but it certainly worked for mine, which is a kind of hormonal pigmentation. You can have pigmentation due to acne scarring. I don't know if it's as helpful for that. It may be, it may not be, but it certainly, this has helped me for my kind of hormonal melasma. Melasma is the term for the kind of hormonal pigmentation where you get the pigmentation around the cheek areas and on the forehead, and some people get it around the mouth. Oh, bye. Hello, hello and goodbye, Ballroom Diva. Julianne, hello. Oh, I just saw Julianne saying goodbye, and I didn't see her saying hello. Hello there, Julianne. Okay, sorry, Julianne, I didn't see you join. I'm so busy jabbering. I need to check, has anyone else joined me? You bought Daniel's lipstick and you loved it. Right, let's just see, because I came off for a while, and I think a few people have joined me since. Oh, hello, Robin. And Rebecca got me onto the PMG Dark Star Mascara. Bushra says this. I loved your review, and you, Ali, I bought loads of Charlotte Tilbury, Tranexamic, Spray SPF, Weleda Cleanser, and lots more. Ah, thank you. Margaret Dabbs too. Oh, you got Margaret Dabbs. We're all good at talking. Right, have I caught up? Jack's such a great kid, very wise. Right, I think I've caught up with all your comments now. So I'm now going to stop talking for a minute, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of, I'm going to put this lovely copper shade on up here. Because this is going to go really well with the red lipstick. I'm just being a little bit frugal with this. Did I miss a couple of your comments? tell me what you said, Stacey. Repeat it, because I get carried away. I got into my skincare routine and I forgot myself. I'm obviously not very good at multitasking. Which we're supposed to be as women, aren't we? But I don't think I am. I get so carried away with chatting. Excuse me a minute. I get so carried away with chatting, I forget myself. They're my clubbing makeup right there, whenever they'll be opening again. Ah. Have I got the other pack? Yes, I have got that one. Ah, that's the comment. You like this one, Suzanne. These palettes are actually really for Pat, because her large palettes are like over £100 each. But these ones are about £22. And they're really good. They're really easy to put on. You just put them on with your fingers. But yes, I've got the other one. Here's the other one. Do you want me to swatch the other one for you? I'll swatch them both. Tell you what, this would be even more for clubbing. This one, if you want some nice bright colours. Look at this. Ready? And all of these you can apply with your fingers. They're so soft and pigmented. It's a little bit crazy. In fact, they actually apply better with the fingers. They actually say on the instructions that they're best applied with the fingers. And this one. Whoops. Are they still reduced to £11 each? Because she did reduce them to £11 each. But they were originally 22. So if they're still reduced, go get them on Pat McGrath. And that's that one. Great, thank you, Stacey. So Suzanne, £11 a palette. And they, I mean, if you like easy to apply. So this one, I'm running out of swatch space. I'm going to go to Jack's school later covered in makeup. Right, this is the other palette. So this is the one I'm putting on right now. So that's the lightest colour. That's the darkest colour. This is the medium-ish colour. That's that one. And then, oops. Selfridges sell them as well, but I don't know whether they've reduced them. So you have to take your potluck with Pat McGrath. They're getting better, but sometimes they're pretty bad. They're packing departments and you order something and only one pallet turns up. The amount of times I've gone out with swatches on my arms. But you see, that's a really simple look. What I was going to do is I was going to use this brush, this liner brush, to put the darkest one on. Just put a bit under my eye like that. Because they're so creamy, you can use them as a liner as well if you use a fine brush. And then this one. See? I like using powder as liner. It's so easy. And when my eyes water, it just doesn't tend to rub. I've got the Pillow Talk one out. Provided my eyes don't water, it's actually not too bad. I think that particular try on the other day was also because my eyes had been a bit watery. I tell you what, Rebecca, I would so love to visit your house and rummage through your makeup drawers. Because Rebecca buys a lot more, like, variety of different brands than I do. Now, I haven't used my Aquan yet, but I'm going to on my cheeks before I finish off. I'm not going to over apply this. Yeah, and I can imagine that it's organised really well. I imagine that Rebecca's really organised. I don't know why, but I just get that feeling that she's a super organised person. Oh, good. So the palettes are still available on Pat McGrath at £11 each. Stacey's just gone over and checked for you. Thank you, Stacey. Yeah, come on over. Don't think we can at the moment, can we? Even if I could. I don't think we're allowed. Right, before I do that, let me just have a look at what's in here. Right, before I was going to put a brow product on, but I think there might be something in here. This is his lookbook. And it's like 3 books together on a bookshelf. It's quite a quaint idea. So the emphasize, and they're all kind of magnetic and they stick together. Now, Kevin Aquan's contour is fabulous because it's actually grey, which sounds weird, but it actually looks more like a shadow than any other contour because it's not brown, it's not like a bronzer. So in here, he's got at the top, he's got the contour, and then at the bottom, that's the bronzer. Can you see the difference? This, when you put it on, looks like a shadow. I'll show you what I mean. It looks more like a shadow. So immediately, if I put that on this side and not the other, immediately my face, I'll do it here underneath as well, on this side is going to look more sculpted and slimmer. And I always take a bit up here. And a bit down the side there. So can you see? And then that's without. It's just giving me cheekbones where I don't have any. Put it the other side. So I match. Right, and then the highlight. Now his highlight isn't mega glowy. It's more of just a highlight rather than a glow. I'm going to use a bigger brush in a minute to just blend all this together. But to be honest, I've got quite a bit of shine coming off anyway today, so I don't want to overly glow. And then the bronzer, I'm going to apply with the bronze brush. This is more your bronze. And this should actually blend together that sculpt a bit better. I think this is one of Wayne Goss's favourite contours, isn't it? Or it used to be. I haven't watched him for a while, actually. I must watch our Wayne. I want to watch his Pillow Talk one now that I've done mine. I'll put a bit across my face and a bit down here. Right, better get on because it'll soon be time to pick Jack up from school. And I'll finish off using this Kevin Aquan blush. Yeah, so in here he's got three liners as well, a navy blue, a brown and a black, and they're all matte. So actually I use this sometimes for my brows. I'll show you in a minute, but I'm just going to put a bit of blush on, and I'm going to put this one on to go with the red look. I could probably get away with something a little bit more nude. Actually, this looks quite nude on my complexion anyway. He swatched the new palette. Oh yes, I saw that coming up, and I thought, shall I watch it? And I don't normally watch reviews until I've done my own. I don't think I will, because I do not want to be affected by what he says about it. So I'll wait. Once I've done mine, then I'll do it. This is the eye palette. It's very nice, actually. It reminds me a lot of the kind of Bobbi Brown colours. They're quite neutral, but they look very flattering on. But I'm just going to take his matte. I'm looking for that liner brush again. What did I just do with it? What did I just do with you? There you are. You could use a slanted brush as well, like a brow brush. But I'm just going to use this for my brows. I'm going to use the dark brown, because you can use matte eyeshadow to do your brows, because pigment is pigment. Yay! If you want to set it, obviously you might want to put a clear gel or something over the top. Now I'm not going to do this because I think that's dark enough, but you can as well. Is as you move towards the tail, I'll do a little bit. I'm going to dip this just very slightly into the black. As you move towards the tail, you can go a shade darker. But actually, I'm finding the dark brown is now getting a bit too dark for me, because as you age and your hair starts to go grey, then your brows start to get a bit fairer. So whereas before I was quite dark, my brows were almost black, they're tending to be a bit more medium brown now. And I'll probably want to start lightening my brow product soon. Have you ever seen somebody like in their 80s? Now, I'm not, if it makes them feel confident, I just don't like the look. Sorry, this is going to sound a bit bitchy and I don't mean it to be, but I do not like this. Somebody in their 80s with grey hair and jet black brows. And that's obviously the colour that they wore when they were young, and it looks fine when they're young. But as you age, not only do your brows get lighter, but your complexion gets lighter. I mean, I used to get darker foundation than I do now. I think I used to be 4 something in Estee Lauder when in my 20s. and your complexion gets paler, everything gets paler. And I've seen a lot of people, they just keep with the same colour, eyebrow colour. And I'm feeling that right now, even at my age, that now I need to go down a shade in my eyebrows because it's starting to look a little bit too stark. Once I dye my hair next week, it might not be. It might be okay, but I'm keeping an eye on that because otherwise you just see this pair of brows coming towards you and nothing else. Yeah. There's a bit more of a kind of, and also it's the undertones of your hair colour. So where in my late teens and early 20s, my hair was blue black. So it was literally, there were blue undertones in it. It was sort of, it was very dark brown, but it looked blue black. So it was kind of a real true black that you do your brows with, even though I never did my brows then, I didn't need to. And then as I got into my 30s, you started, even before I was dyeing it, obviously now this is dye, but start to see a bit more reddy, chestnutty undertones to my hair. So the undertones as well change. And if you just carry on using the same colour or the same colour foundation or the same colour brow, it like that you used to use in your 20s, it just doesn't work anymore because you're not allowing for the fact that your face changes as you grow older. It's not about, oh, don't wear any makeup now. You know me, I'm not about that. But it is about, you know, making sure that you adjust to what's in front of you so that it still actually matches you. I think I used to use Outdoor Beige, I think it was, Estee Lauder in my 20s, which starts with a 4. And I think it was cool, 4 cool. And that used to be a perfect match on me. There's no way that I'd use that now. Completely the wrong shade for me. But it was matched for me at an Estee Lauder counter. And it was the best match ever. I must get a sample of it and try it on my skin now, because you'll see how completely unsuitable it would be for me now. Hello, Colette. I'm just about to go. I'm so sorry. I hope you can watch me on the replay. I'd love to stay on and chat, but I have to go and pick up my son from school in a minute. She did just drop her holiday palette, and it's available for 48 hours only, and then she's taking it off again for another month. So if you want to get it, now's the time to get it. If you want to wait until tomorrow, I think it's still available tomorrow. I will get my first impression out as quickly as I possibly can, and I'll try and do some swatch comparisons as well. So as soon as that thing arrives in the post, I'll be going through all my palettes to do some comparisons for you. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Colette. Now, is there anyone I haven't said, if I haven't said hello to you, say me now so I can say hello to you, because I'm not doing it deliberately. Never ignore anyone deliberately. Shout me if I've completely ignored you. You know if you know you're going to want it anyway, get it now. Me. Oh, Rachel. Rachel said me. Hello, Rachel Miller. I'm sorry, Rachel. Hello, Nicole Lombardo. Hello. I'm sorry that I've ignored you. Didn't mean to. Love you all. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'm sorry if I've missed any of your comments. I really didn't mean to. You know, it's not deliberate. I just get carried away with talking about skincare and makeup and everything else. And then I forget to see your comments. Anyway, have a lovely time. I'm off now to go, and I like to get to Jack's school early to park up, because they all nick the disabled parking bays, even though they're not disabled. But there's another story. So I'm going to get there early so that I can park legally in a disabled parking bay and prevent those from illegally parking in it. How's that for fun? All right, take care. Have a lovely day. Love you all. Mwah!